Hello, Tamily. Welcome to, I have to double check it, episode 171 of Ask Tamily. And our guest today will be Tally. Her Instagram name is My Breezy Summer. So I'm sure you all know who she is. I'm just going to send her an invite. Okay. We should be connected in 1 second. Good morning.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us to be interview 171, Tally. We're very excited to talk to you.
No problem. I'm actually very excited to be here.
Excellent.
I was really nervous when Ask Tamily actually reached out for me to get on this interview where I was like, can I do it? I'm not sure this is my thing, but I'm really happy and excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And you definitely can do it. It's just a conversation with a friend about Tracy.
I hope so. You're so kind to everyone. You actually put everyone to an ease, and I think I can do it. Yeah.
Aw, that's so nice. Well, I have to just say that we really appreciate your support of Ask Tamily because you ask questions all the time, and I always call you My Breezy Summer. So it's nice to connect with you directly and
Thank you.
use your real name.
I actually really like it. I really like it. And like you actually put time into it, and just amount of time and like coordination that you do is unbelievable. And you're doing it like for nothing. And it's amazing. It's one of those things that I love this community for.
Yeah. But honestly, I feel like we get, and it takes Nicole and Kristen and Emily and myself to get all this together every week. But it brings so much joy to us. Like, I can't imagine not having Ask Tamily in our lives, even though it is a little bit of work. We try to keep it together. So we have some questions planned for you, and people can also type questions into the chat. But we'll go ahead and start with our favorite question, which is, when and how did you start doing the Tracy Anderson method?
Ooh, I can actually talk about it hours and hours. Stop me at some point, okay? It was years ago. I think it was about 2010. I was a student and I was looking for something that I can do at home because I really didn't have time and money to go to a gym. And obviously the weather here in the UK is not always pleasant. Every time you try to do something outdoor, you catch a cold. So yeah, I didn't want to leave the house. That was my main reason. I was just looking up online to find something that I can do at home. And I came across this video on YouTube that a lady is standing, a blonde lady, standing by the beach, and she was just doing some arm movements. And I was like, this is new and strange, but I really like her arms. Let's give it a try. And I think the video was about 3 minutes. I started doing it and I loved it. I've never done anything like that before. My workout before that was either yoga or I was going to gyms at some point in my life, and I always felt like people in the gym, they're looking at me like, what are you doing here? Because I really never wanted to bulk, and I really wasn't into just lifting weights. Yeah, Tracy was the perfect thing at the time, but I really didn't know she's got a method and a strategy. I was just looking up to find out her more free videos online on YouTube and here and there. And I found out she's doing DVDs as well. So DVDs were more affordable for me at the time. I started getting DVDs and I started doing them like 10 minutes of this, 15 minutes of that. It was wonderful. Dance cardio, I'm not good at it. I've never been. Seriously, it's like me joking myself, like trying to dance.
Oh.
If you ask me to just go to a club or somewhere and dance, I may be able to perform it, but like following someone dancing like that, no chance. Yeah, that was the start of it, and since then, I think my whole life has changed. I wasn't never consistent doing Tracy at the time, but 2016, I suppose, or 17, I'm not sure. I came across live streaming. I was doing DVDs, and at some point I was like, I'm after new content every week, because I was watching people doing it, and I was really like envious, like I have to get on it. But for some reason, I wasn't signing up. Maybe the reason that I didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive, you know. But I was just thinking to myself, listen, you pay for the gym and you never go. So get your head around it and pay for it once and go. And my husband kindly gave me the whole year as a gift. So that was a good start for me.
Yeah.
And since then, I think I've been consistent and I'm addicted to it now.
Definitely. I think
Yeah.
we all end up in that space. We do have a question in the chat already, which is a good one from Maggie. She said, Tally, where in the world are you and how did you get there?
I didn't hear the last part of it. Sorry, I was laughing.
How did you land there? Like, is it where, you
Oh,
are?
Yeah. Well, I am traveling quite a lot. Before the pandemic, me and my husband used to travel quite a lot. I would say whether it was for leisure, just work, or like we've got this thing to help some communities all around the world. So we find them and just we go there and just be in person. We try to help them as much as we can, whether it's financially or just whether it's like to do something for them, teach English, you know, whatever we can do, we do. But mainly I'm based in the UK. My mom and my dad, they both live in Iran. And my mom has got arthritis and she's in a bad form. So we go to Iran to visit my mother. And also, when I don't want to go to Iran, my husband loves to go there because it's so cold here and he gets joint ache. So he rather to stay in a dry and sort of like climate. In the UK, how do I am here? So I came here to study, to just continue my study for higher education. And I really liked it there at the time. I think I was depressed. But I really liked it. I got to know so many good people. Fantastic opportunities came to me, work-wise and life-wise. And I just decided to stay here. But since I got married, my husband had a place in America and he really loved it there. We stayed for about 2-3 years in Florida. And it was wonderful, but I couldn't bear the insects and animals and everything was coming to us. So I made him to sell the place and we moved back to the UK.
Oh, well, that's wonderful to learn about all the places that you are and that you travel to. So what years did you live in Florida?
I think it was 2015, 16, 17, yeah.
Okay, I lived there then too.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Where at?
Tampa.
No, we were in Orlando.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
Wow,
goodness, we missed each other.
Oh, that's crazy. We could have definitely met.
I know. Although I must say, I got to see Emily's post on Instagram, and I knew that she's living not quite far from me, so I could always arrange a meetup. But I was really shy back then. I couldn't reach out and say, "You fancy a meetup?" I was like, "She's working. You're not working, so don't bother people."
Oh gosh, no, not at all. I did that to Emily, and then I met Emily, so you could.
I would do that now, but back then I think I was really shy reaching out.
Yeah, that's definitely something to learn about the community, that you really can just say to people, hey, I think you're near me. Can we meet? I mean, you know. I messaged Nicole and said, can I stay with you at a Vitality Week? And I didn't know her. So, you know, it's
You know
good.
what? I think before, like maybe a couple of years before, or maybe more than that, it wasn't the meetups and just getting to know each other. It wasn't that common. As we go along, the community
Yeah.
is just, for some reason, they're getting nicer and nicer to each other. So you feel like you can ask this question, you can like find friends and people around you, so you can meet up, you can just work out together and stuff like that. But before, I think it was a bit awkward.
Yeah, I think it almost kind of helped that we did so many Zooms and stuff together, like during the pandemic, that
Definitely.
we kind of were brought closer. So it does feel like, you know, I wouldn't feel weird at all about reaching out to anyone in the Tamily. You know, it's just we are in a very close community.
Yeah, actually, good point. Yeah, Zoom made me personally to be able to just text whoever I want and just talk to them, and just sometimes like not even asking anything, sometimes asking how you doing. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Yeah.
Is everything okay? But before that, I would have said, oh no, that's nosy, just don't do it, you know. But now I feel like it is a responsibility now to be in this community and take care of each other in a way.
Definitely. And I think that makes such a difference to people. Like if they haven't been posting or they haven't been in Zooms lately. And like, I mean, sometimes we realize stuff in the Tamily that, you know, people's friends in real life or family, they're not even asking about. So yeah, that is an amazing piece of this.
Yeah.
So let's get a little bit back to the workout. So now that you're doing streaming, what is your routine? Like which workout are you doing and how often are you working out?
Since I've done the DVDs, like before, I've never done metamorphosis because I never knew what's my centric, body centric, and I still don't know. I reached out to a few trainers and they told me like, this is your centric or stuff like that, but I'm not sure, you know. So I've never done metamorphosis. And when I got to live streaming, because I wasn't sure how this method works on live, I started with beginners and I really enjoyed it. But at some point I felt like maybe I need a little bit more. Intermediate was a godsend, really good. It's still really good. I've been with a few in touch with a few trainers, and they told me lately that my level is advanced, and I only do advanced when I feel like I have the energy level. I don't push myself to do advanced at all, knowing that my level is advanced. Intermediate is amazing. It's just makes you to check on your form, helps you mentally amazingly, and you sweat tons. So never goes wrong, that one. Although I really like to, when I start a workout like in ANC level, advanced level, I would like to finish the whole week. I'd like to do it the whole week and finish it with advanced, because sometimes on last day I just figure out how to do the move. I'm like, oh my god, it clicks. I love the flow now, you know. But sometimes obviously it doesn't happen. I just juggle between lanes.
No, that makes perfect sense. And especially now with the choices that we have, and intermediate is like an excellent mix of skill and strength and endurance. It's, yeah, I completely agree.
Sometimes, even some days, I start doing, I've got the energy and I can do advanced, but I rather do beginners and do a little bit of extra content on the website. Like abs and spine, I found them really good, or standing sequence, lovely. Yeah, but arms, no, too much for me.
Some of the trainers' arm series can be so difficult.
No, I feel like sometimes they're mean. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to my arms?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm losing all my energy just during arms. It's
exactly.
wild.
Yeah.
So we actually have a question in the chat before I get back to some of the planned questions. Sigrid would like to know, what's your favorite thing about Tamily?
Oh, Sigrid, that's you. Happy? My favorite thing about Tamily, I think that could be one of the questions from our chat. I love this community, and I cannot express my love towards this community. This community is just, everyone in this community is just so generous towards each other. And I don't mean necessarily financially, it's just, I mean like with whatever they have, whether it's time, whether it's advice, whether it's like knowledge about something. Couple of months ago, I was going through a very rough time in my life. I was in Iran, and my mom caught a COVID out from one of the hair carers, and just like all of a sudden, I had like 20 people that I had to take care of. I had to send doctors to like different places and make sure they've got their medication, make sure they've got foods, this and that, and I was just sick worried about every single of them. So many ladies, they've reached out, they asked me how I'm doing, and they're just trying to calm me down because I was really nervous and stressed all the time. One of the amazing doctors in this community, she actually helped me out a lot. I was really worried. I was just constantly going from this specialist to another, but I wasn't getting the answer I was after. She really took some time with me, basically sat down, looked at my mom's test results, and she told me, don't worry, that this is going to pass. It's just allergic reaction to medicines and everything. I think that night I could sleep after like 2 months, seriously. When I say people in this community, they're really generous, I mean like they're all in, you know, with whatever they have. And I really appreciate it. Sometimes I think like, do I give as much as I take? But I try. I really try.
I feel the exact same way. It's very, very reciprocal though. Like I think people perceive that, you know, all the positive energy that you're giving out, like that they want to give back. But it's almost like every Tamily member thinks they don't give as much as they receive from you.
I'm trying, you know, I'm trying. Sometimes I miss something and I'm like, and by something I mean like I miss a birthday or like a very important event in someone's life, and I'm like, oh damn, why? But I try to make up for them and just to reach out to whoever needs help, or a little bit of like nudge to tell each other that we are here for you, don't worry, it happens to all of us, it's life, you know.
Yeah. Definitely. That's definitely the benefit of this community. So Sigrid asked another question. What other side of fitness hustle do you like to do?
What do you mean, Sigrid?
Maybe she'll explain a little further. I don't know. Maybe she means besides fitness.
Of the community, like me.
What other sports?
Sports. Well, I used to do yoga, and something happened to my wrist. I stopped doing it, and it was like I think like now that I'm looking back, I was stretching myself quite a lot. I was getting taller and taller every day out of those stretches. And sometimes I do Pilates because I've got a really good friend. She's a great Pilates instructor. Before the pandemic, I used to go to her studio and just do it on the reformer. And now, during the pandemic, was online, and I was just doing it on on the mat, and it wasn't as joyful as being in a studio. However, I really prefer to do Tracy, only Tracy. I really like it. I used to do bars for a while, and it just, oh my God, all the trainers, they were just shouting like, it was Mondays, we had these classes, and they were shouting, it's Monday, it's fun day, you're gonna thank me tomorrow, do it 10 more times. I'm like, bloody hell, no.
No. Oh my God.
I truly hate you. I'm gonna thank you tomorrow.
Yeah, I've done bar a few times with friends, like, you know, when there's a group and stuff, and it's so annoying listening to the trainers. And they're trying to be fun, but it's like, you know, you just get into this method and how it is, and it's what fits for us.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah.
I'm sorry, I think we have another question, but I have to click. Okay. So McDance Love would like to know, what does Mark think about our community?
He loves our community, and he actually haven't seen anything like it before, like myself. He always tells me, are you sure that's true? When I say someone said this or that, it's like, I'm like, yeah, why are you doubting this? It's like, because I've never seen anything like this. You send each other flowers, you just celebrate, you do this for each other, you do that for each other. I'm like, it's genuinely, the community is like this, and he really loves the community. He hasn't met, he has actually met Tamily member, but he's really into it, and he loves to see other family members, but he's always like, I don't know, maybe I would be the only male there, and it's not normal. I'm like, don't worry about it. If you want to join, you can always come and just do workout with me, or like say hi to everyone. Yeah, he really likes it.
So he met Sigrid? That's what
he met Sarah, Sarah Gatt. He met Sigrid online, and they've got a really funny relationship. They send each other, like Sigrid, of course, sends him the Lift Nation, sends him t-shirts and stuff. He really loves it. He wears them all the time.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
He's like, can you ask Sigrid to send me something? I'm like, what do you want? What do you need? It's like, anything, ask her what's new.
That is excellent. Oh my God.
Every time I get some, like a parcel from any member of the community or the Lift Nation, he's waiting there until I get to the bottom of the parcel, and he's like, is there anything there for me? I'm like, no.
Oh, that's excellent. Sigrid said he met her at the train station.
Oh my God, Sigrid, yes. She's going to kill me later, you know. And they have met when we were going to have a meetup with Sigrid, Adita, and Elizabeth. He met Sigrid and Adita at the train station. Yeah, where they were picking me up. Yeah.
Aww.
They have. Sorry.
So on that note, what about the Tamily inspires you?
Like I said, the generosity mostly, like people putting what they have into this community and never think of getting anything back in return. It's just like they do it out of kindness, not to get anything back, like you, like Ask Tamily. I suppose the joy of it, like how you put it, the joy of it is just the big reward for them. Yeah, that really inspires me.
Well, and I feel like, you know, it's similar with Ask Tamily, but even with posting and just communicating with each other, like you get so much back from that. Like I could never describe what this does for me. Like I almost feel selfish that I do Ask Tamily because of what I get in return. But that's not what, you know, other people see it as. Like that's what is, I don't know, the secret to this community.
It is. And you know what, there is something, like you said, you use the word secret. Yeah, there is something that is just dragging you into it to do more. like you said, maybe it's just joy of it that you get like in return, that you'd like to do more, you'd like to spend. Oh, actually, I have a good point. Maybe because this community is full of, we've got a few gentlemen here and there, but it's because ladies, it's because it's full of ladies, and we would like to empower each other.
Mm-hmm.
In this male-dominated society's world, not society, the world is male-dominated, I suppose. We would love to just help each other, empower each other, and just show each other that you are more than who you think you are. You know, maybe
Yeah.
that's the reason.
Yeah, I think that's huge for sure.
Mm.
It is. Um, so obviously you've met some Tamily members before. Have you been able to meet others, and have you had workout partners?
Workout partners only on Zoom and WhatsApp.
Okay.
I would love to see some of the girls that we always talk to each other, chat with each other. But I haven't had the chance, especially during the pandemic. Like you said, we get to know each other quite a lot and better than before. But because it was pandemic, I never get a chance to travel to them, or just travel, I meant like country to country, or
Yeah.
like go to different cities in the UK and just see them.
Yeah.
London meetups is one of those things that I really would like to go to, because I know most of the London ladies, but I never had a chance to meet them all.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to go to California to meet one of my best friends. Since I started this method, she's been so supportive, nothing but supportive, and she really touches my heart. I really would love to see her as well in person.
Does it happen to be Sarah?
Sorry, you live just by me. You're not in California.
Okay. Well, she was asking you to come see her.
I've met Sarah and Michelle,
Oh.
and they are wonderful. We work out together on Sundays when we've got this thing, Super Sunday Girls, and it's wonderful to know them. It was really hard without these ladies around me. I don't know how could I cope, honestly,
Right.
during the pandemic. I mean. Like a Zoom cruise, Europe Zoom cruise, and America Zoom cruise, and also Sarah and Michelle. I'm grateful of having all of you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's such a good point. Like, I really don't know going through the pandemic how things would have been without the method, and the fact that we were already a virtual community that connected this way. And then it just kind of took it to another level. But to think about, if we worked out in person and then you lost that,
Yeah.
just, yeah, I can't even imagine. It's
Yeah.
so
But
impactful.
exactly, because like all of our lives were like affected in a different way. We weren't going to work every day, and I was lost. I didn't know what to do, and I was really scared of this virus that going around. I was scared for my husband, entire family, friends, the whole world. You can't say I was scared for my immediate people around me. No, the whole world is selfish to say that. And like, I have to say, I owe it to Sigrid. I'm really thankful that she introduced me to the Zoom group with Jennifer, and then we expanded the group, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And Lorraine Dubai, she really helped me as well. We had a thing together, and then we joined in a different group, American Zoom, with Michelle. If you remember at the beginning, Michelle was doing a
Yep.
big part of it. Yeah.
Yep.
It was wonderful. Then I think my life sort of like found a new routine. And I was like, yeah, okay, I don't get up to get ready to go to work. and I just do different things. And then at 10 a.m., I just jump on mat and just meet the ladies. We have a quick chat and then work out together. It was like a boost through the day.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't know what we would do without that. Have you ever been to a Vitality Week or a studio?
Never to Vitality Week, to be honest. I always loved to go, but gosh, it's so super expensive. Why? That's Vitality Week. I don't think if it's this expensive, I ever want to attend. That's me. But you never know. But to studio, I've been in LA's studio, Brentwood, right after they opened the studio to non-members, and everything was just so weird between the members and non-members.
Oh.
And you could only attend a few classes, not all the classes. I really wanted to take intermediate class in studio, but I couldn't because it was members only. I don't know how is it now, but back then it was members only. So I took a multitask band class. Killed me. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I think, or last week, I can't remember that. Goldie was asking what is band class, and you have to try it yourself, Goldie. It just doesn't justify if I tell you how it works. You have to do it. I think they put me at the back of the class, back to the wall, next to the wall, and I was really upset that, oh my God, I've traveled all these ways, so I want to be in the front. They told me, like, don't worry, if this is your first time in the studio, you need to stay at the back. You want to. I'm like, okay. I stayed at the back 20 minutes through the class. I was like, I'm dying. I cannot do it. Seriously, I cannot. And I think Laura Hay was the trainer that day. And she was just, the move that she was doing was getting harder and harder. You see how when it goes through the class, middle of the thing, you feel like this is the hardest move I've ever done. And I felt like that. Yeah. I felt like that. You know what, actually, my poor husband, I put him through a lot. I actually booked that session for me and my husband together. He walked into the studio and he was like, he looked around and he tried to breathe and there was no air because it was just so hot and humid. And he was like, I don't think this is for me. And I'm like, no, stay on, you'd love it. Because I wanted to partner more than anything. I didn't know anyone. And he was like, 2 minutes after, he was like, you know what? I'm going to meet you in the car. I'll be outside. And he left without me saying anything. He just ran out.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that is crazy. What a wild studio experience.
It was wild. And I don't think I want to do it again unless it's for a meet or something. I don't want to walk into any studios on my own because the heat is sort of unbearable.
Yeah.
You've been to any studios before? You have. You've been on Vitality Week.
Yeah. It's difficult. Like to me, when you're doing a meetup and there's, 15 people that you've gotten together with, then it gives you the energy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Unless for that, I'm not going to go to any studios myself.
So, what would be your advice to someone who is brand new to the method or brand new to the family?
Just be yourself. Don't look out at the people and say, I want to be that person, because that person is been doing this method for about 10 years maybe, and they're really advanced, and you cannot compare yourself to those people. And do not jump something here. Just, you have to get there, and this is your journey. You have to take it. You cannot own up anyone else's journey. It's just we love you for who you are, and just don't try to be someone else's that is not you.
Yeah, that is such an important lesson. And I think, sometimes people come to the method obviously because you know you want to get fit, you want to look good, that kind of stuff, but it becomes something else. And when you see, like, you can compare yourself to you and what else you can accomplish and how you've changed. But yeah, you really do, and that can be such a struggle, especially in this time of, you know, social media and everything, to
Oh,
not
absolutely, yeah.
but
And plus, another thing is just people do not post their reality, you know. They just sometimes myself, even at the beginning when I was started posting online on Instagram, because I've been that person, by the way. I had this thing that I really wanted to just perform a move really well, execute it really nicely, do my hydrant like Courtney does. I used to spend so much time on editing my videos to find that brilliant move and post online, and that wasn't real. I'm telling you all, it wasn't real, and I'm getting there. There's always room to just learn more lessons or just improve. But yeah, it's just pointless if you see something on Instagram and say, oh my God, look at this person, just how tall are you? Just I had questions like, how tall are you? I'm like, I'm not really tall. This is the camera angle, honestly.
Yep.
Don't fall for this stuff.
Right. Like, I mean, especially when you do post a lot, you do the selfies and the videos, like, you get to learn your angles, and it's not that hard. So you can present in a way that, you know, it looks perfect, but it isn't.
Absolutely.
And it's much more, you know, connecting to post like something where you're struggling or, you know, you fall, you know, but if it's perfect and you're proud of it, that's great too, but that's not. And I think you're so right about the spending time looking for a video clip. Like, I can't imagine the hours, because I like posted every day for 1,500 days or something, and I'm like, I spent like longer editing videos than working out.
Yeah, that was me. I remember actually my husband told me that you kind of married your phone. I'm like, I know. He's like, yeah, you work out and then you spend hours editing your videos and posting online and just replying to what they told you on that post, like the comments. And I'm like, he's right. Yeah, I am that person.
Find the, you know, right balance for you, you know, but it can go to like an extreme for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any tips for doing the method while traveling, especially knowing that was, you know, maybe for you before the pandemic more common, but anything you want to share on that?
Yeah, when I started traveling and doing this method, I was really crazy about taking my weights on with me everywhere. And then I got into trouble a few times because I couldn't check in my luggage and I had to carry it. And they're like, what the hell is this? And try to explain it. And they're looking at you like, this is like the only thing that you needed to take with you on this trip. And it's just like crazy. After a while, I came to the conclusion that Tracy designed this method knowing that some people cannot take any weights with them or on them, you know.
Yep.
So this method works without weights, or like dumbbells or like ankle weights. Don't worry about it. Just look at this as an opportunity that you can actually focus on your form better and execute that move better. You've got a couple of weeks of that. Just enjoy it. And I promise you, when you're back on your mat at your time cave, you won't be sorry putting back on your weights, because you can reach higher, you can extend more, and you know what muscles needs to be engaged. Just going without weights for a while, you know?
Yeah, that's such a good way to put it, because that part is hard, especially when you're really dedicated, to think like, oh, I'm going to miss out because I don't have the weights. But the way you put that about Tracy designed it to not even need weights. I mean, you don't even use ankle weights at all in Metamorphosis. So yeah, and I mean, I think sometimes free arms is more difficult than weighted arms. It's,
Absolutely,
you
yeah,
know, it
definitely.
definitely.
Sometimes, like this week, AMC, at some point, I felt like my arms are just falling down, and I didn't even have the weights on because Courtney kept her arm up for like 10-15 minutes.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
goodness. This is really hard, you know, doing it with or without weights. It's really hard. And just give you an example, one of the ladies, I don't want to name anyone, but I seriously have to do on this matter. Maria, lovely Maria, she's been doing AMC and IMC for about, I think, 5-6 months now, and she's not using ankle weights, and her form is just amazing, honestly, and her body looks beautiful. So for some people that they think weight is necessary, I'd say just think again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's completely true. You really can do it without. And when you think about like Tracy's design, she did all of Metamorphosis without ankle.
Without,
It's,
yeah.
yeah, definitely. It is something to think about for sure. Um, what do your friends and family think of the method?
My friends and family, immediate family, okay, they really like me to doing it, and they know me. I've been going on and on and on about it for about 10 years. So they know there is something into that method that makes me really happy. And the happier I am, well, obviously they get the benefits as well, you know. I'm less stressed, and obviously I'm like, when I feel better, definitely. And they love it about me feeling better. So yeah, they just, especially my husband, he actually encourages me those days that I'm really lazy. He's like, come on, just do arms, go on, get on your mat. They love it, I'd say.
Yeah, it's excellent when they realize what you get from it too, and then, you know, are supportive of the time and stuff that you spend, you know, in doing that. That's wonderful.
Exactly. But at the same time, for some time before, I had a colleague that she really wanted to know what I'm doing, and I just tried to explain. You know, when sometimes asks you and you're just putting all out, like, this method is this, does this. And then she asked me to get her DVD, and I got one of my DVDs for her. The morning after at work, she wasn't looking, she didn't know I'm behind her. She was just explaining it to someone else that, oh my God, the trainer is just, she meant Tracy, is so bulky. I don't want to be like her. And like, honestly, seriously, I think that was a put off. Since then, I'm not trying to explain anything to anyone. I'm just saying, you know what, she's got 2 weeks of like whatever is
Yeah.
free. Just go explore.
Yep. Yep. And if it's for you, you'll know. And
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a good point. So what is your routine with your workout, and how do you fit it into your life?
The routine is, I prefer to do it in the morning because I feel like in the morning I've got more energy. It's not because I'm going to get it out of my way for the rest of the day. No, it's definitely the energy I have. And I don't know, some hormones in me, in my body, are not balanced. So in the morning, I am very low sugar, and I cannot speak to anyone. I'm not a morning person. So in the mornings, I rather just go on my mat and do my workout. After that, the energy I get from it puts me in a really good mood, and I'd say it's like, you know, it's like you're doing a meditation for like an hour. For me, it's like that. It really puts me in a good mood. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my routine. Morning, but sometimes, obviously, because of work and stuff, you can't really do it in the morning. Evening workouts are usually not the best for me because for some reason I cannot engage some certain muscle in the evening. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I sweat and I really enjoy my workout, but I know I can do better. Yeah, I prefer to just do it in the mornings.
Honestly, there, even if, like, because you make a good point that you're not a morning person, but you get the benefits from doing the workout in the morning. I'm not either. I switched to morning workouts, like, I don't know, more than a year ago, and it's still so difficult, but there's so much benefits to it. Like, it really is something to think about, even if people think, oh, that would never be for me because I can't get up in the morning. Like, it really, I don't know, it just helps you to wake up. It helps you to have a good day. Like, definitely there's benefits to it. And I never would have thought I would say that.
You know what, me too. I remember I was doing hot yoga for about 6 months. I was getting up at 5 o'clock to be there at 6 before work and just have a shower, because hot yoga, you obviously, is like Tracy, you obviously have to have a shower and dry your hair. It never served me, you know, for some reason. So I knew that it's good and it's got some benefits for me during the day, but hot yoga never served me. I think it's not only the benefit of doing it in the morning, but also the method itself. It actually, the sort of like moves that you do, they put you in a good mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're completely right. It's all about like that style and the moving meditation of it. Tell us, what is the meaning of your Instagram handle?
My Instagram, like I said, I started knowing Tracy while she was on the beach, and there was a nice breeze into her hair. And I loved it. That was so catchy, you know. And since I'm into summer all the time, and I felt like this at the beginning when I started doing it, I was just doing that video for about a month or so, and I felt like this is a breeze coming to my life. And it felt like it, to be honest. My Instagram handle means that. It's just, honestly, the breeze came to my life during summer.
That's such a lovely reason.
Thank you.
I love that video too. We need to see if it's still out there, because
I know, I haven't checked it. Like, you know, I'm one of the snobs now. I've got live streaming. Yeah, never check back anything. Yeah.
What is something that you can do today that you couldn't do before the method?
Physically a lot. Although I was doing yoga and it was just really like flexible, my body was really flexible, but I never had this much control in my movements during workout. That was one thing. And second thing is like non-physical side of it. I could not, I don't know whether it came with age, honestly, or came from workout, but Tracy, I mean, this method, I could never concentrate as I can now and today. My concentration was just, my mind always was just all over the place. I was just thinking of a million things at the same time, and that was giving me stress and anxiety. I still have stress and anxiety, but for different reasons. But now I can just classify everything and I say one thing at a time. You learn it. Don't worry. Just like it's like Tracy always put it. It's like a new language every single week, new conversation. You get into it, not knowing what it has for you or what you get out of it. But by the end of the week, you know the conversation. Yeah, that is the non-physical part of it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a move that you used to hate that you now love?
No, there is none for me, but there's one for my husband. During the pandemic, Tracy used to use a chair quite a lot. I remember there were a few incidents in our house. that Mark really didn't like the chair. At that point, he was like, either you're going to kill yourself or just destroy the house. And I remember during pandemic, I was just asking to get, like, looking for a space in the house to just get the floor. And he was so against it at the time. He was like, listen, if chair does this to the house, I don't want the floor in this house. And I think since I've changed my chair, because the other chair was just so wobbly and unstable, I was just keep falling on my mirror or just walls or different places, and I was just coming down as well. But I think since I've changed the chair, he's more friend with it now.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh my gosh. Well, we actually are down to our last few minutes. This has been such an amazing 53 minutes talking.
Oh, thank you so much.
Before we end the interview, and of course, if anyone has any more questions, they can type them into the chat. I think we've asked them all so far. But is there anything else you would like to share with the Tamily while you have this audience?
I would like to share this. Ladies, just keep balance. Like I said before to the newest family, and if they want to post something, just don't look up at people that have been doing this method for 10 years. Just try to maintain that balance in your life, because social media's platforms, they can get into your head and they can play up and they can like chip you and destroy you without you knowing, unconsciously. You'll get to a very funny sort of like sadness or depression, I'd say. Just love your body and who you are, your mentality and everything about you, and try to improve it. Just do not compare yourself to anyone else's or any other situation or anyone else's life or lifestyle. Yeah, that's all I wanted to share.
Well, that is definitely some good Tamily wisdom. And we've had so much fun talking to you, Tally. This has
Suzanne,
been
thank you so much for making this so easy for me. I was really I was really nervous. But thank you, and Kristen and Nicole and Emily, all 4 of you, for just having this platform as family, and just asking everyone to just come up and introduce themselves to the community. It's just so different from how we know people from their posts, because we only see workout posts. We never get to see like deeper layers of a person. It's very nice. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for being interview 171. This has been so much fun.
Lovely. Thank you.
Have a great weekend, and thank you for watching, Tamily.
Bye, everyone. Bye.